I still haven't tried to play video.
What on earth? Look at there.
Maybe it's coming up.
You getting it? You
Yeah.
got it. Woohoo!
Oh my goodness.
You know, it used to be when we were.
Well, videos in and out.
I don't know what to think or what to make of that.
I don't know. Let's see if we got video playing or not.
So, you know, it used to be when we were in.
Let's see. I think we're there. Yes.
I think we're there.
I think we're there.
We're teletransported, even though it doesn't look like it here.
Good.
So.
Yeah, I see. They're all cheering online.
So it used to be when we were in North Tampa, people would send a note and say, "Hey, we hit traffic on the BBD." Everybody knows you hit traffic on the BBD, and it could be an extra 10, 15 minutes late. So it's, you know, I guess the digital market has the traffic issues too. Can't escape it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. It has been an exciting morning already over here.
The digital lifestyle. What a great topic.
And what a great example you're setting this morning, showing just how exciting that digital lifestyle can be, Joe.
Yeah.
And oh, man, it has been really something as we've jumped into this digital market. You know, a lot of different roadblocks. He was setting it up and it said something about we're muted. I'm like, hey, you know, wouldn't that be something? And just mute each other in real life. Oh,
not this way, but this way. No, it won't work. It just won't work.
Yeah.
I watched a small clip. For those that know me, I'm kind of, you know, like a little bit of sci-fi, and the last 13 episodes of Marvel's The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are now live, and I have to wait for a week because, you know, we have internet, but we don't have broadcast TV. So we have to wait a week, but there's a clip out there, and it was Agent Coulson, one of the main characters, has been transported into a LMD, or basically an artificial life form, and they can start and stop him with a button on the table. That's almost like a mute. You're getting out of hand, off.
Well, it's interesting, you know, what we can find. There's a new show on Amazon called Upload, where people can decide what their afterlife is going to be. Are they going to die a natural death, or are they going to choose to be uploaded into their future? And they'll upload your memories, and then all of a sudden you're transported to a digital world. You can choose the temperature. You can choose, you know, life to be exactly as perfect as you want it. It's interesting concept.
Yes.
I mean,
interesting concept.
It's quite strange. But hey, here we are. We are in this digital world working together.
A lot of people still working from home because things are just starting to open up.
Mm-hmm. I know lots of phased openings. We've got some businesses just bringing employees back June 15th at 25%. Then they're adding another 25% each month thereafter. So it's interesting, but it's been fascinating to note that in this digital world, and you know, I might be getting ahead of myself because I saw his slides. You guys, we went from coffee last week. Like, you think coffee is one of those topics, right? But he jacked it up this week, and I think you had enough coffee all week to get on this topic.
Too many slides with coffee last week.
So I'm actually going to invite you to talk before I say too much and give away all your secrets and all my thoughts. Yeah.
So Lisa, I'll put you right back on the spot here. So we're just talking about, so get ready. But one of the topics, one of the things that we hear from our clients, from people that we have been talking to over the last week or so, have been frustration, have been really getting tired of being in the house, cooped up. They have to work from home. They're separated. A couple weeks before that, even a month before that, these people were saying, "Oh, it's great to work from home. I can do everything. I don't have to go anywhere. I'm close. We only have to go into the store every once in a while." But now things are changing, and now as government, as the like Lakeland here, just opening up the library coming June 1st, uh, and some of the parks beyond just the trails are now starting to be opened up too. So people are starting to get antsy, or they go to that place that we know and affectionately as a visitor attraction place, Walmart. And they're flocking in, right? The parking lot's never been fuller. Although I did pass by a Publix, and it was much more serene, much less traffic in there. I was just like, wow.
Excuse me.
A week ago, bless you. A week ago, it was loaded, but now people have gotten their fills finally. Toilet paper, cleaning products. They just want to be out. They don't even want to go to the store anymore. So things have changed, but people are getting a little antsy. I mean, we got flare-ups. You can see it in the news.
Mm-hmm.
We can see there's a lot more frustration. People are upset and going. I mean, wear a mask, and somebody pulls out a gun at a Dunkin' Donuts, or
Yeah.
well, maybe not Dunkin' Donuts. Okay.
Well,
Maybe it's a grocery store, maybe it's a convenience store, someplace just to keep some isolation, keep people from interacting too fast with each other. But the breaking arms of security people, or just the staff. Dollar Tree has been in the tree, so there's been businesses that people that are on the front lines are putting their life at risk because they're just trying to say, protect me.
mm-hmm.
I got to work here all day long. You're coming in for a few minutes, but just put a mask on. Help me out. You but it's you can see the pressure going up. You can see distrust of government. You can see distrust of the health system. You can see people just angry with each other. I'm not
Well,
saying some of the things that have been happening, like in Minneapolis, that are a crying shame. Things that we should. Martin Luther King put this way, and I really uh, appreciate the quote. See,
hi,
right there.
Jane.
He said, "Let no man pull you so low as to hate him." And I think, and there's more. I mean, we're not going to get into Martin Luther King Jr.'s philosophies here and what he was trying to do, so many years ago. But we haven't learned how not to hate people, how to disagree with people. That's fine, to change the trajectory of what is in the workplace and in the community and such, to work for a better situation. But how does it help when a person is stepped on, to put that anger, put that frustration in tearing down buildings and such? So enough of the soapbox, but I'm just saying our digital world has been impacted. We've been impacted for the technology ease. We've been hurt elsewhere, hurt in our own lives. And Lisa was working in the studio with her vocal and piano students,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then she was told, "We're not here no more. Go home, teach from home." So for you, what is that? What is the end result? What are you feeling now after being on Zoom most of your lessons?
It's an interesting transition.
Yeah.
It's really different. Of course, when we're in person, we play off of a lot of visual cues and that in person jesting.
Yes.
It's a different connection type, and I think in this digital world, it was really apparent, especially as with working with children. Um, to see them, at first it's kind of new, and then the second week it was just kind of like you could feel a little bit of that gap, that withdrawal gap.
Yeah.
And I was able to witness some of the parents. I felt kind of bad for them, because they were really dealing with their children's angst about not being able to be connected. They were seeing some slips in their behavior. So children, when they go through this, are some of them are actually regressing in their behaviors, and that was
Yeah.
a little bit
Yes.
challenging to watch. But I think even in our own homes, we're seeing some little thing happens, and then all of a sudden, poof, that frustration level is up pretty quick. But we're so attached to the computers, and the biggest lesson I learned in my first week was you cannot just stare at a screen. It's so easy for my clients to just come in,
Yeah.
rapid fire, and I didn't get a chance for a break. I didn't get that time that I would normally have to stand up, walk to the waiting room, go talk to somebody different, reshift my focus. It was just stay focused. It was like this big tunnel vision.
Run to the
So,
refrigerator, run back. Here at the house.
well, it's not the refrigerator so much, but
well, no, a bottle of water or whatever.
yeah, if we have I'll typically, that's what I'll get, is the bottle of water in the
straw.
kitchen. But I use those a lot for my teaching, what we're doing in our vocals. But just that ability to stand up. So I made sure that I built in that time, and it was really important for my mental well-being to detach and make sure that you don't stare at a person like straight on like this the whole time you're talking to them. You're looking away, you're glancing at other things. You might be multitasking a little bit. You might stand up while you're talking with somebody. It's just a grab, even if it's a 2-second grab off of a shelf, you just had to learn to do things more normally, right?
And that's what we're hearing. That's what we're hearing from others that we've talked to. For you, drop a note out there. What's it like for you working in this world that we are? Maybe you're not working. Maybe you have the retired life. Maybe you are on a different trajectory. In how you operate. Where are you at? What are you feeling? Do you feel this angst, or do you feel
exhausted?
Exhausted, yes.
By the end of the day,
do you feel great?
Exhausting.
Hey, we want to hear that too. That'd be great.
So
anyway, so there's when I boil it all down, there's been a lot. I've been listening to a coaching program. It's a summit for almost 50 lessons. And in there this past week, I've been talking about team performance, about this type of environment, how we as coaches need to recognize what's going on in people working from remote locations, and how they're coming to us as clients, what they're seeing from a global perspective.
So here's one of my things. One of the biggest things is whether it's teaching music or coaching or other business, we're in my conversations that we're talking to people in, is it's so tunnel vision. Sometimes it's just a productivity focus that we're not building relationship. We're not intentionally engaging with one another to connect in a social aspect. So that emotional component of what we face in our day-to-day interactions is not always there.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, I don't know who have you got on your
screen?
Nobody.
No, mine has frozen for some reason. All the comments have frozen. So, anyways, we're shooting a lot of stuff out here, but the main thing is we need to pause. So one of the things that we look at, we need to pause in order to assess, recognize it, assess, and say, okay, where am I at? What's going on in my day, and then how do I change this? So we're going to give you some things on how to change it in just a few
seconds,
a couple minutes. Okay.
Okay.
If it's anything like getting this video up the first place, it's going to be minutes, a couple minutes. Just bear with us. Let's go to, let's see if I can get this to be right.
I think you'll be just fine.
Okay.
Look at there.
I don't know where I'm at. Let's try it.
Maybe you're with the guy on the.
No, I'm at the end of the. Oh, how somehow. Oh, okay. Sharing is closed. I'm seeing things that I never saw before. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Hopefully, this is all coming through. We'll see in a minute. But
There it is.
okay, it's
up.
coming through. All right. There's a lag. There's a lag.
Well,
So there's a lag for the people on our audience. But one of the things that we are talked about in a couple episodes ago was this idea of a model of using Dr. Thurman Fleet's concept therapy of talking about the mind, which is the big circle that you see on the screen. And in the mind is two parts, the conscious mind and the other than conscious mind. The conscious mind being the thinking mind, the thoughts, the 60,000 thoughts that we have every day, many we carry over, and the other than conscious mind, where we are on autopilot, where all our habits, our opinions, our beliefs, and I don't think the slides are coming up. Okay. All right. Well, we'll try to walk through them because
okay.
we'll keep you going. I don't. Oh, I bet it's not. I don't know.
It's okay.
It's not sharing. All right.
And so we have two parts of our mind, the conscious and the unconscious.
Yeah, let's try this again. Let's try this again. The share stopped working. There we go. All right. So anyways, we talked about when everything is in alignment, when we are just feeling okay and we don't really want to grow or anything. We just want to be happy and we retreat into this space because things are better here. We're in a comfort zone and we're reinforced by these barriers of our habits, our beliefs, our opinions, but we're happy.
Right.
Right. So are you satisfied with your daily work life right now?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, sure. I'm asking everyone. I'm asking, drop a note. Are you satisfied with your daily work life? Go ahead.
Well, for me, I'd say for the most part, yes. I do not mind the digital lifestyle, although I miss people.
Okay.
I miss that human connect in personal form.
Yeah. So a Harvard Business Review and Humanized study found that right now, remote workers are communicating nearly 80% less about their assignments. So they're not talking with their team members like they used to when they were in the office. And then some, like 17% of people are not communicating about their projects. 17% of projects, remote workers are not communicating at all.
When I look at music education where I'm at, these statements are more than true. I'd say our numbers are even higher than that.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the workplace and where you're at. You know,
as far as with the team, of course, it's with the clients, it's much higher, but we're communicating really well with them. But amongst one another, the team and the staff and that we would normally communicate in the building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't lend ourselves by using digital tools, and we hide behind the email because
it's quick, it's easy.
It's easy, and we're on a Zoom meeting at the same time, so we don't get the same half-baked, off-the-cuff riffing. I really like that idea, but basically we don't walk into each other's areas, and we don't say what you're working on, and be able to hear that, or hey, I got something I want to share with you. And just kind of work through it right there, right then, and we lose that. We lose that in this digital things, and we're designed to be social beings. There's a lot of nonverbal communication. I didn't really recognize this, but there's a lot of nonverbal communication signals that we leverage to know how people are feeling, what they might be upset about or happy about, or maybe their day's not going well, and we pick up on that.
When people talk to me about coaching and they say, hey, I'd like some coaching sessions. How do you do it? Can we meet virtually? This was, a couple months ago. They said, do we have to meet in person or can we meet virtually? And I said, no problem. We can meet virtually. And then the discussion turns to, is it going to be via phone call or video? Because not everybody's comfortable on a video, right?
Yes.
And so we bring that into the conversation because as coaches, one of the things we do, we watch your body language so that we can see the meaning behind the words that are being spoken, right? So we can speak words and get one meaning, but when we see the facial expressions or the body language, whether that's like, I'm sitting up tall and confident or just kind of slouching around, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. So we lose out on the face to face, and that's where the face to face we're solving problems. It's slowed down. We're not building relationships. And we need for that face to face. It builds allows us to go much faster in building trust, building deeper relationships. And I don't know about you, Lisa, but I know some families that you have been working with, for your students and such. The parents are stressed out because they don't have that. They have to work
Yeah.
and be home at the same time, and both worlds are merging. Where before they would go off to work, the kids would go off to school, and then they would meet up later, right?
Well, it's interesting, and your word demarcation just kind of cracks me up. But there are certain times where it's this child needs to be on this digital meeting, this child needs to be on that digital meeting, the parents have to be on a phone call for work, the other parent has to be on a digital meeting. You can't do that in person. So,
let alone the Wi-Fi bandwidth.
and that is definitely a piece of the experience.
Yeah. So what's happening is that comfort zone we just talked about is shrinking, but we still have all the habits, the opinions, the beliefs, the positions, perspectives, everything still there operating as if the comfort zone didn't shrink. So it doesn't reset itself. And so therefore we have this, a disconnect, a disconnect in our life. So we end up with anxiety, we end up with stress, we end up with loneliness from home, and it can lead to. So there's two states. It has been said there's two states. There's a acute state. That means something's different than normal, but then there's chronic. So we're just talking here about how things are getting more acute. Depression, loneliness, anxiety, stress, those are getting more acute, but they're starting to tip into the chronic. So we're all going to end up in the looking for a way medically to get out of our depression because of the environment we're working on. I'm not saying all environments are bad, but the Mayo Clinic says those symptoms will lead us to angry outbursts, irritability, or frustration. Wow, getting into this yesterday. Oh, hey, I'm upset with the post office too. So, well, their website says this package will be delivered on Saturday. Last Saturday, it's now saying this package will be delivered yesterday at 9 p.m. At midnight, it still hadn't been delivered. Set the expectation right. Don't tick me off.
Yeah,
maybe I need more coffee.
Let's just chill that one out.
Okay.
They're working. The post office is working harder than they work at Christmas time.
Well, I know there's a lot of packages going because of this remote lifestyle. Because we're staying home, a lot more packages, a lot more things are coming to the house, and their staffs are sick and they have to stay home or don't want to work. So I'm just saying that it's a lot more convenient in this place to allow the barriers, the things that we're holding down in control of how we respond to things, how we react to things. Those barriers are getting weakened. And so the picture of feeling like we're, it's being closed in, that the house walls are smaller nowadays, feels like a prison. And instead of holding this idea of a dream or a goal that we want, we're holding this idea that we're in prison. And so our thoughts are saying, oh, we must be in prison. And our feelings are saying, we do feel like we're in prison because, we're feeling anxious, we're feeling stressed, and our body is just vibrating this out, and we're getting less success. So how can we? Here's the 5 mindset keys all at once. And if you notice, it spells digit. And I can add all, digit, all, digital.
Yes.
But de-escalate. So we need to calm down. We need to separate ourselves at times from the day where we need to just step away from the endless Zoom meetings. There's some people that I know that are in organizations like Toastmasters that are now jumping in multiple meetings of clubs across the globe.
It's a cool
Well, it's
opportunity.
a good thing, but it's also you're adding more to your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think that de-escalation and the demarcation comment that you had earlier, when we're digital, we have to be very intentional about setting those boundaries and de-escalating by making sure that we schedule breaks. We actually take the breaks. We're not tempted to just keep working. We have to make sure that we're intentionally spending time with people, our family members especially.
Yeah. So, okay, Lisa just went all the way to the end.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. If we de-escalate, we can innovate better. We can get out there and create like we're supposed to. We can get back into. So we need to create. We need to create the space to innovate, and we need to get outside, breathe, walk around, exercise. We need to invite others. We need to talk with others in some way, and we need to really create those boundaries of what we're going to do and to be able to say no to.
And I think we're just looking at really being creative at how we can approach this, right?
Yes.
To make it more like we're in person.
Yeah.
So that we are really intentional about developing the relationship piece of it.
Right. So here's the tool. It's Dwight Eisenhower used this. I'm not sure he was the one that created this, but this is how he looked at his things that he did during the day. You put them into, are they important or not important? Are they urgent and not urgent? I know Lisa loves matrices here, but there's 4 quadrants, and basically, so take your day, take your last 24 hours, and all the things that you did, and slot, were they important and urgent? Were they important, not urgent? Were they not important, urgent, not important, not urgent? Where did they fit? And then just look at, what did you do? Okay, how much went into quadrant 1? How many went into quadrant 3? Not important, but urgent. Everything's not is urgent. Yeah. So if it lands in quadrant 1, reduce them. You can't operate on full go. This is like expecting the rocket that's trying to take off with 2 astronauts to go to the space station, the first commercial launch. I'm excited. Maybe tomorrow, but it's 40% chance only of possibilities. Sunday's not much better. So someday soon, we're going to have this launch. But it would be like saying that rocket's always ready to go, and it's actually, all the flames are coming out of it, but it can't leave the tower.
Okay.
Everything's, let's go. We can't operate like that. We have to defuel. We have to try again and take some breathers. That will help you. So the things that land that are important, not urgent, go and schedule those. If they're not important and urgent, try to delegate to someone else. And if they're, well, I mean, sometimes we say, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Right. I know I did that. I do that. And then not important, not urgent, throw them away, toss them. And don't let them clutter your inbox, your task list. So this is an excellent way. And we do this we help our clients walk through this in our environment. What are our training sessions? What are the things that are messing your day up and getting your priorities out of whack, and then causing you anxiety, stress, loneliness, because you feel you got to keep working even after the hours of the day of the job have ended? So change is hard because people overestimate the value of what they have and us underestimate the value of what they may gain by giving that up. So we have this problem with thinking that we have to give up something to get something, but we don't look at the priorities of things and saying, these lower priority things can go by the wayside so that I can get something of a greater value
There's a
into
lot of
my life.
trade-offs
Yeah.
taking place.
Yeah, but it's not so much sacrificing, but it's more realizing there's value and going towards those things that have higher value than lower value.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes this ends up with this job is of lesser value to me. It doesn't meet what I need in my life at this moment, and things change. So, being able to say, I need to go to a higher value job. And John Maxwell, our days are identical baggage, all the same size, all the same size. So every day, only some people can fit more into their days than others, or more into their bags quote. Than others.
To me, when I read that, I just think about, hey, are you folding your clothes and just shoving them in, stuffing them in? Or are you going to roll them up and make, then you have plenty of room for souvenirs and whatnot? I would much rather roll and be, have that extra space.
Are you, and that's a good point. Are you putting just clothes in your bag, or are you putting some priceless artwork, or all those shower bottles that you used to get at the hotels? Those are higher value. Or are you just putting a whole bunch of toothpicks in your bag because you're looking at quantity, but you're not looking at quality? So what's going in the bag? Imagine a luggage full of toothpicks.
No.
Get a lot in the bag. I'm set. All my beaver friends, all my wildlife friends are going to be set because they got toothpicks. All right. I'll stop the share, but this is the digital lifestyle. We can work from the pool and feel all comfortable and everything. Sometimes we have to change the clothes, though. Some people have dressed up. And actually, I want to let's see if I can. Okay. Go back to share. And I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try this real quickly. If I can find it. There we go.
What on earth are you doing? Hey, good morning, Larry.
Oh, I had it up, but...
A Star Wars exercise?
Yeah. Maybe I can get it up here to display in the screen. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to work.
Why is this important to us?
Here we go. So get out, exercise.
Protect your ears from those.
Sorry, there's a little echo in here. So get out, do a little exercise.
Okay.
I couldn't resist. So there you go. Just try to restructure your day the best you can. You're going to be going back into the workplace. It's going to be weird again. Maybe.
Yeah, because everybody's got cooties now.
Cooties. But things are different. Things will be different. They may not be the same. It'll may be very much more difficult to build that trust because we're going to say, well, I don't know. In the back of our mind, we've been programmed now to say, I don't know if they're sick. I don't know if they're carrying it. I don't want to get too close. And so there's going to be but we're going to be forced into office space that isn't really built for 6-foot distances for the most part. We're not going to reduce the amount of people because we have to go on. Manufacturing has been that way, or distribution has been that way throughout this crisis. We can't separate car manufacturing. We can't separate that far apart because all our equipment has been built with a certain design. So enjoy the weekend, de-stress, de-escalate, make it a opportunity to innovate by getting away and taking a break. Go outside, enjoy the sun, enjoy the birds, whatever you need. Go to the go to the waterfall.
That sounds like a lovely plan.
Yeah.
You have a waterfall nearby that we can go to?
It might be a few miles away.
Road trip.
Or we're going to go see the Bo Weevil statue in Enterprise, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a Hawaiian restaurant in Georgia.
Well, you have such interesting plans.
Yeah, why not? Break away.
We will break away. We'll do something a little bit different. Actually, I have a book to read this weekend.
I got 5 of them, so.
Wow. Anyway, it's always great to spend time with you guys. If we can help you be more innovative in your quest to get your team working more productive and connecting better in this digital world, or as you're transitioning back into our I hesitate from using the words new normal, but I guess that's what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
If we can help you do that, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to encourage you, help you to be thought by being thought partners in that. And
hey, we got a community coming up. We got a group. We're going to put some things into it. There will be more information coming up. This globe doesn't just out there for nothing. There's a reason that we've been showing this globe for a while now. There's an interconnectivity that we can help you with that we want to come together and help you be equipped, because we empathize. We understand where you're at. We've been there. We are there. But have found some things along the way we'd like to share.
All right. Thank you, Joe. And thank you guys. Have a great weekend. I will see you Monday morning.
Take care.